Hi everyone, today we are going to walk through creating a Zap in Zapier that will connect Promoter to Salesforce. So with this Zap, you'd actually be taking the information you receive from a contact on a survey and pushing it to the contact level in Salesforce. So if you want to have the NPS score and those comments housed in your instance of Salesforce, this is how you could automate getting that information in there. The first step, which we're not actually going to go through on this video, is Salesforce specific, and you just need to make sure that you've got a place in your instance of Salesforce to house the NPS score and if you want to, the NPS comments that they've left. Once you've got that in place, you can come into your instance of Zapier, click on Make a Zap up here at the top. The trigger is going to be Promoter, so whenever you receive feedback, whenever someone completes a survey, is when this Zap will be triggered. My instance of Promoter is already saved in here, but if yours was not, you could click Connect a New Account to put your information in there. It's going to ask for a campaign identifier. The campaign identifier can be left blank. If you leave it blank, that means all feedback from all of your campaigns will be used as a trigger to push into Salesforce. If you have a specific campaign that you want to use, you can select the campaign there. I'm going to leave it blank for this test. So then the next thing it's going to do is make sure that you've got feedback in your instance of Promoter, which we do, so we can move forward to the Salesforce portion of this. So we know that a trigger will happen whenever someone fills out the survey. It's a two-step process to actually get the information into Salesforce. The first is to actually find the contact within Salesforce. So you got to click the Show Less Common Options and find a contact. Everything in Promoter is based around email addresses, so that's what we'll be using to search Salesforce. Again, my instance of Salesforce has already been added, but if it had not been, I could connect a new account. And then it's going to ask me what field in Salesforce do I want to search. And as I was mentioning, it will be the email address. And then it's going to ask what value do I want to search that field with. And that's where we'll pull from the feedback submitted. So we've got their contact email address. Click on Continue. It's going to run a quick test to see that that contact is in my instance of Salesforce, and it is, so then we can move on to the last step. And actually I should have clicked Add a Step there, but it'll let you know that there's no action being taken, so we can add it here. This will also be an action taken in Salesforce, and in this one we're actually going to update a contact. So here we go. Click Save and Continue. Want to make sure we're using the same instance of Salesforce, obviously, as we do in step 2. And here it's going to ask what we want to, how we're going to identify which contact. So click on the drop down here, and it'll pull up a bunch of contacts that are currently in your instance of Salesforce. But actually what we want to do is go all the way to the bottom and use a custom value. And we're going to actually use the custom value that we got in step 2. So it starts with step 1, but we don't want to, that's not an actual ID in Salesforce, so we need to scroll all the way down to the Find a Contact, and you'll find an ID field. This is the Salesforce specific ID for the contact that you searched in step 2. So you want to use that, and that will find the contact. Now that is all that's required as far as updating the contact, as far as identifying which contact to update. Everything else under here are fields in Salesforce. Obviously, the only information we have to push in is related to NPS, so we need to scroll down and find those fields that you create within Salesforce that we want to update. And so I've got them here, and I've got my NPS comments on the contact level. Click here and it will let me select which information I want to put in there. I want to use the information from step 1 from Promoter, and it's the feedback message. Now for the score, same thing, click there. I want to use the Promoter information, and it's the feedback score. If you have additional information in Promoter that you want to pass to Salesforce, you can click on that and actually see our system automatically identifies that they've given us a 9, so they're a promoter. If you wanted to pass what kind of a score it was, you just, again, have to have a field at the contact level that you would want to house that in. So the NPS score type in this instance is promoter. So if I had score type as a contact level field, I could pass promoter in. Follow-up links, contact name. Most of this information is probably already in there. If you wanted to get the date of the feedback, you can do that. Some campaign-specific information. But again, all these things it's possible to pass through so long as you've created the field on the contact level in Salesforce. So in this instance, all I've got to pass over is the feedback message and score. So scroll down to the bottom, click continue. It will give me a breakdown of exactly what it's going to do. Okay, it identified that it's Willie Anderson, that the comment was wonderful product, the score was a 9. And then these are all the optional fields that we're not putting anything into. Click create and continue. And it's thinking about it. There we go. So the test was successful. So all we would do now is click finish and click to turn that Zap on, and your information will be passed, whenever you get new feedback, will be passed into your instance of Promoter. If you have any questions about this or anything else within our system, feel free to reach out to our support team, and we'll have some additional videos. If you've got any other questions or have any feedback that would be beneficial on a video like this, just let us know. Thank you.